Taylor Swift is once again dominating global headlines, but not for the reasons many expected. While speculation surrounding a possible wedding with NFL star Travis Kelce continues to swirl across social media and entertainment outlets, the pop icon appears to be directing her full attention elsewhere, toward an intense and highly focused creative phase that is quietly raising anticipation across the industry. In recent weeks, search trends for phrases such as Taylor Swift wedding, Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce marriage, and Taylor Swift new project have surged worldwide. The spike reflects growing public curiosity, yet despite the noise, Swift herself has remained notably silent. No official statements, no public confirmations, and no symbolic gestures that might clarify the rumors. Instead, all visible signs point to a deliberate retreat from the spotlight and a return to the creative process that has defined every major turning point in her career. According to sources familiar with her inner circle, Taylor Swift has been spending extended periods in the studio, collaborating closely with trusted producers and creative partners. The work is described as immersive and focused, suggesting the development of a project that may mark a significant evolution from her previous eras. Industry insiders note that this level of seclusion and concentration has historically preceded some of Swift's most impactful releases. At the same time, the question of her relationship with Travis Kelce continues to fuel headlines. Since the couple first appeared together, every movement has been analyzed, every absence scrutinized. Recent weeks, however, have seen fewer public appearances, prompting renewed speculation about what may be unfolding behind the scenes. Despite this, neither Swift nor Kelce has addressed the rumors directly, leaving the narrative entirely in the hands of public interpretation. Observers of Swift's career point out that this pattern is far from unusual. Whenever public attention becomes overly fixated on her personal life, Swift has often responded not with explanations, but with art. Silence, in her case, has frequently been a strategic pause, a calm before a release that reclaims the narrative and shifts the global conversation back to her work. Evidence supporting a major creative undertaking continues to accumulate. Reports of new copyright registrations, increased activity from her production team, and subtle movements within her business network have all fueled speculation that something substantial is in development. While details remain tightly guarded, expectations are building that the project will extend beyond music alone, potentially incorporating a broader narrative or conceptual framework. Cultural analysts suggest that the ongoing wedding rumors may unintentionally amplify interest in Swift's next move. Throughout her career, she has transformed moments of personal scrutiny into creative fuel, crafting stories that resonate precisely because they emerge from periods of transition and uncertainty. Yet this time, there is a noticeable shift. Swift appears more protective of her private life, allowing speculation to circulate without intervention, while maintaining full control over her professional direction. As of now, the status of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship remains unconfirmed. There is no verified information regarding engagement or wedding plans, and all reports continue to rely on conjecture rather than facts. What is clear, however, is that Swift is operating on her own timeline, refusing to be rushed into disclosures or decisions by external pressure. For the entertainment industry, this moment represents more than celebrity gossip. Any new project from Taylor Swift carries significant cultural and economic weight, capable of reshaping charts, conversations, and trends almost instantly. Should a major release arrive in the near future, it is likely to eclipse current speculation, just as her past work has done time and again. Ultimately, Taylor Swift stands at a familiar crossroads, balancing personal curiosity from the public with an unwavering commitment to her creative vision. Whether her current focus will culminate in a groundbreaking artistic statement or coincide with a new chapter in her personal life remains unknown. For now, the story continues in silence. Taylor Swift is working behind closed doors, the rumors remain unanswered, and the world watches closely, aware that when she chooses to speak, it will most likely be through her work. The silence surrounding Taylor Swift has only intensified the speculation. In an industry where constant visibility is often treated as a necessity, her decision to step back feels deliberate and powerful. Media analysts note that Swift's absence from casual public appearances is not a sign of retreat, but a strategic narrowing of focus. When Taylor Swift goes quiet, history suggests something significant is taking shape. Behind the scenes, insiders describe an atmosphere of precision and intention. Meetings are reportedly smaller, timelines tighter, and creative decisions more controlled than ever. This is not the scattered experimentation of an artist searching for direction, but the calculated momentum of someone who knows exactly what she wants to build. Those close to the process hint that the current project is deeply narrative-driven, designed not just to be heard, but to be interpreted, discussed, and revisited. At the same time, the contrast between Swift's professional intensity and the public fixation on her romantic life has never been sharper. Headlines continue to question whether wedding bells are imminent, yet no concrete evidence has emerged. Travis Kelce himself has maintained a low profile on the topic, neither fueling nor denying the rumors. The lack of confirmation has created a vacuum, one that speculation eagerly fills. What makes this moment particularly compelling is how familiar it feels to longtime observers. Swift has repeatedly demonstrated an ability to transform external pressure into creative clarity. From public breakups to industry disputes, moments of intense scrutiny have often preceded reinvention. This time, however, the narrative is more restrained, more mature, and arguably more controlled. There are no dramatic statements, no pointed lyrics released prematurely, only silence and steady movement behind closed doors. Industry watchers believe this phase reflects a broader shift in Swift's career. Having achieved near-unprecedented commercial success, she no longer needs constant exposure to remain relevant. Instead, she appears focused on longevity, legacy, and authorship over her own story. The decision to let rumors circulate unanswered may be less about secrecy and more about confidence. Confidence that her work will ultimately speak louder than any headline. The question, then, is not simply whether Taylor Swift is planning a wedding, but why the world feels so urgent about knowing. Cultural commentators argue that the fixation reveals more about public expectations than about Swift herself. As one of the most influential female artists of her generation, her personal milestones are often treated as communal events, scrutinized as symbols rather than private choices. By refusing to engage, Swift subtly challenges that assumption. Meanwhile, anticipation surrounding her creative output continues to build. Fan communities dissect every indirect signal, from social media patterns to industry scheduling shifts. Theories range from a new album cycle to a multi-format project that could blend music, visual storytelling, and long-form narrative. While none of these ideas have been confirmed, the scale of speculation underscores the level of trust audiences place in Swift's artistic instincts. Financial analysts are also paying attention. Any major release from Taylor Swift carries significant market implications, from streaming platforms to live event sectors. The mere suggestion of a new era has already influenced projections, reinforcing her unique position at the intersection of art, commerce, and culture. In this context, the wedding rumors become secondary, background noise to a much larger conversation about creative power and influence. Still, the human element remains impossible to ignore. Swift's relationship with Kelce, though largely shielded from public detail, has been portrayed as supportive and grounded. Observers note that the stability implied by such a partnership could be enabling her current creative focus rather than distracting from it. Whether or not marriage is part of the picture, the absence of visible turmoil marks a contrast to earlier chapters of her life. As weeks pass without clarification, the tension continues to rise. Each day of silence adds weight to the moment, turning anticipation into expectation. The longer Swift withholds answers, the more impactful her eventual reveal, whatever form it takes, is likely to be. This is the slow burn she has mastered, a pacing that keeps the world watching without giving anything away. Ultimately, this chapter of the Taylor Swift narrative is defined by control. Control over timing, over messaging, and over the boundaries between public interest and private reality. Whether the next headline announces a groundbreaking creative release or a personal milestone, it will arrive on her terms, not the world's. For now, the story remains unresolved. Taylor Swift is focused, the rumors persist, and the industry waits. And if history is any indication, the silence is not emptiness. it is preparation. As anticipation continues to build, the absence of official confirmation has become a story in itself. Entertainment desks across major media outlets note that Taylor Swift's current phase feels unusually controlled, even by her own standards. There are no accidental leaks, no offhand comments from secondary sources, and no visible cracks in the narrative discipline surrounding her. In an age where information spreads instantly, this level of silence is rare and telling. Sources within the music business suggest that Swift's current creative focus may be tied to a long-term vision rather than a single release. Conversations behind closed doors reportedly revolve around cohesion, legacy, and ownership, themes that have increasingly defined her recent career moves. Rather than chasing momentum, she appears to be shaping it, ensuring that whatever comes next aligns with a broader personal and professional arc. This approach has only intensified speculation around the timing of any potential personal announcement. Historically, celebrity weddings are often teased, branded, and monetized through controlled media exposure. Swift's refusal to engage in that cycle has led some analysts to believe that if marriage is indeed on the horizon, it will not be revealed in conventional fashion. Others argue that the lack of visibility may indicate that the rumors are simply premature, driven more by public projection than by reality. What remains undeniable is the contrast between public curiosity and private intent. While fans and commentators search for clues in song lyrics from years past or fleeting camera angles at public events, Swift's current actions suggest a deliberate separation between art and autobiography. Unlike earlier eras, where personal experiences were quickly translated into musical narratives, this period feels more guarded, more selective about what is shared and when. From a cultural standpoint, the moment is significant. Taylor Swift occupies a rare position where her personal decisions are often treated as cultural signals. Engagements, breakups, and creative pauses are interpreted as markers of broader trends. By withholding information, she disrupts that cycle, forcing audiences to sit with uncertainty rather than instant resolution. Meanwhile, Travis Kelce's role in the narrative remains understated. The NFL star has continued to focus on his professional commitments, offering no public commentary that would clarify or escalate the rumors. His silence mirrors Swift's, reinforcing the impression that both parties are intentionally avoiding the spotlight. This mutual restraint has only fueled further interest, creating a vacuum that speculation eagerly fills. Industry veterans note that this kind of tension is not accidental. Swift has long understood the power of pacing, how anticipation can be cultivated over time rather than sparked instantly. By allowing multiple narratives to coexist without confirmation, she keeps attention diffused yet sustained. It is a strategy that maintains relevance without oversaturation, curiosity without fatigue. Behind the scenes, preparations reportedly continue at a measured but deliberate pace. Studio sessions are described as highly focused, with an emphasis on refinement rather than experimentation. Collaborations, if any, are being kept exceptionally quiet. Even within inner circles, information appears compartmentalized, suggesting a project that is being protected until the moment is right. As the weeks stretch on, the absence of news becomes more compelling than any rumor. Media cycles that thrive on constant updates are left circling the same unanswered questions, while Swift remains untouched by the urgency. This dynamic underscores a broader shift in how power operates within the entertainment industry. For an artist of her stature, silence is not a risk, it is leverage. Fans, meanwhile, are divided between patience and impatience. Some view the quiet period as an exciting prelude, trusting that Swift's track record guarantees a meaningful payoff. Others express frustration at the lack of clarity, particularly around personal milestones that feel emotionally invested for longtime supporters. Yet even this tension contributes to the larger narrative, keeping engagement high despite the lack of concrete information. Financial and cultural analysts alike agree on one point: when the silence breaks, the impact will be outsized. Whether through a surprise release, a carefully timed announcement, or a shift in public presence, the next move will reset the conversation almost instantly. In that sense, the rumors surrounding a wedding may ultimately serve as a footnote rather than the headline. For now, Taylor Swift remains exactly where she appears to want to be, out of reach, in control, and deeply immersed in her work. The creative focus she has chosen signals not withdrawal, but intention. It suggests an artist who understands that the most powerful statements are not always the loudest ones. As the world continues to speculate, one reality stands firm. Taylor Swift does not move according to external pressure. She moves according to her own timeline, her own priorities, and her own sense of readiness. Whether that path leads first to a groundbreaking creative release or to a personal milestone remains unknown. Until then, the story continues without resolution. The rumors remain unanswered, the projects unseen, and the anticipation unresolved. And in that unresolved space, Taylor Swift once again proves that silence, when wielded with precision, can be the most compelling narrative of all. The longer the quiet stretch continues, the clearer it becomes that this moment is not accidental, nor is it transitional in a casual sense. Within media circles, Taylor Swift's current phase is increasingly described as a consolidation period, a time when an artist of her magnitude recalibrates not for relevance, but for permanence. In that context, the fixation on wedding rumors begins to feel almost peripheral, a surface-level distraction from a much deeper shift taking place beneath it. Several senior figures in the entertainment industry have pointed out that Swift is now operating in a space few artists ever reach. With records broken, tours sold out globally, and a catalog that spans generations, she is no longer responding to industry pressure. Instead, the industry responds to her. That reversal of power allows her to dictate silence just as effectively as spectacle, and to let unanswered questions function as a form of narrative control. This has implications beyond celebrity gossip. In a media environment driven by constant output, Swift's restraint challenges the assumption that visibility equals relevance. Her absence from casual headlines has not diminished attention. It has sharpened it. Each day without confirmation subtly reinforces her authority over the conversation, reminding observers that speculation exists only because she allows it to. At the same time, analysts note that this period aligns with broader changes in how Swift has approached storytelling in recent years. Her work has increasingly explored themes of reflection, self-authorship, and the passage of time. Rather than documenting events as they unfold, she appears more interested in shaping meaning after distance has been established. This suggests that whatever she is currently creating may draw from the present moment, but will not be rushed to define it. The persistent interest in her relationship with Travis Kelce fits neatly into this dynamic. Public fascination has elevated the relationship into a symbol of stability, of transition, of a possible new chapter. Yet, without direct acknowledgement, that symbol remains undefined. Some commentators argue that this ambiguity is intentional, allowing Swift to preserve the emotional reality of the relationship without converting it into public property. From a business standpoint, the strategy is equally calculated. Major announcements, whether personal or professional, carry maximal impact when they arrive unexpectedly. By withholding information, Swift preserves optionality. She can choose to reveal nothing, reveal everything, or reveal selectively, all without contradicting any previous statement. Silence, in this case, is not indecision. It is flexibility. Meanwhile, the creative machinery around her continues to move quietly. Industry tracking suggests that production schedules are being arranged with unusual discretion. Release windows that might typically generate early buzz remain unmarked. This absence of conventional signals has led some observers to speculate that Swift may be preparing a non-traditional rollout, one that bypasses standard promotional cycles altogether. If so, it would not be unprecedented. Swift has repeatedly demonstrated a willingness to disrupt established norms when they no longer serve her objectives. Surprise releases, genre shifts, and re-recordings were once considered risky moves. In her hands, they became templates others attempted to follow. The current silence may be laying the groundwork for a similar recalibration. Culturally, the moment also reflects changing expectations placed on public figures, particularly women. The urgency with which audiences seek confirmation of marriage plans reveals lingering assumptions about milestones and fulfillment. Swift's refusal to validate or deny those assumptions forces a pause, inviting reconsideration of why such answers are demanded in the first place. As days turn into weeks, that pause grows heavier. Media outlets recycle familiar angles, yet none move the story forward. The narrative is stalled by design. Without new input from Swift or Kelce, speculation can only orbit the same unanswered questions. This stagnation, paradoxically, keeps attention locked in place. Longtime observers recognize this pattern. Swift has often allowed tension to peak before release, using timing as an artistic and strategic tool. The difference now is scale. The audience is larger, the stakes higher, and the silence more disciplined. What once felt like mystery now feels like architecture, carefully built, deliberately maintained. Ultimately, this extended moment speaks to a central truth about Taylor Swift's career at this stage. She no longer needs to explain herself to remain understood. Her past actions have established a level of trust that allows her to disappear temporarily without losing narrative authority. In fact, the disappearance enhances it. Whether the next chapter opens with music, a visual project, a public statement, or none of the above remains uncertain. The only certainty is that when the silence ends, it will do so with intent. The speculation surrounding a wedding may resolve, or it may dissolve entirely, rendered irrelevant by whatever replaces it. Until that moment arrives, the story remains suspended. Taylor Swift continues to work beyond view, the rumors continue to circulate without resolution, and the public continues to watch, aware that this stillness is not emptiness, but design. As the narrative stretches on, one reality becomes increasingly evident. Taylor Swift is no longer reacting to the media cycle. She is shaping it by refusing to participate. The extended quiet has transformed curiosity into fixation, and fixation into a sustained global conversation that feeds on its own uncertainty. In many ways, the lack of answers has become more powerful than any confirmation ever could. Within entertainment journalism, this period is now being framed as a rare holding pattern. Reporters accustomed to rapid updates find themselves revisiting the same facts, the same timelines, the same unanswered questions. Yet despite this repetition, public interest has not waned. Instead, it has deepened, shifting from surface-level gossip to broader speculation about intention, timing, and meaning. Music executives observing the situation suggest that Swift's current posture reflects an artist operating at maximum autonomy. There are no contractual pressures forcing a release, no promotional obligations dictating visibility. Every decision appears voluntary, calculated, and insulated from urgency. In an industry driven by speed, Swift is demonstrating the value of restraint. The rumors surrounding her relationship with Travis Kelce continue to exist in parallel, never quite intersecting with verified information. Public appearances remain minimal, and when they do occur, they are carefully framed, neutral enough to confirm nothing, visible enough to keep speculation alive. This balance has proven remarkably effective, sustaining interest without escalating it to a breaking point. Sociologists studying celebrity culture note that this moment highlights a shift in audience behavior. Fans are no longer just consuming information, they are interpreting absence. Silence itself is being treated as data, analyzed for meaning and intent. In Swift's case, that analysis consistently leads back to one conclusion: whatever comes next is being protected. At the same time, the idea that Swift is simply waiting is increasingly dismissed by those familiar with her work ethic. Waiting implies passivity. What is more likely, insiders argue, is that she is deeply engaged in decision-making processes that extend beyond a single release or announcement. This may include long-term planning around catalog strategy, visual storytelling, or even structural changes to how her work is presented. The wedding speculation, while persistent, has gradually shifted tone. Early reports leaned toward certainty, fueled by enthusiasm and projection. More recent coverage has grown cautious, acknowledging the absence of facts and the possibility that no immediate milestone exists. This recalibration reflects a broader recognition that Swift's life does not unfold according to public timelines. From a branding perspective, the implications are significant. By refusing to clarify personal rumors, Swift avoids anchoring her public identity to a single narrative. She remains fluid, undefined by relationship status or expected life stages. This fluidity allows her creative output to arrive without preconceived framing, judged on its own terms rather than as commentary on her private life. Meanwhile, the anticipation surrounding her professional work continues to build quietly but steadily. Industry calendars show subtle shifts, empty spaces where activity might soon appear. Distribution partners and collaborators remain unusually silent, reinforcing the sense that confidentiality is being strictly enforced. Such discipline suggests not only preparation, but confidence. Critically, this period also marks a departure from earlier phases of Swift's career, when transparency was more central to her connection with fans. The current approach is less confessional, more curated. It does not reject intimacy outright, but it delays it, choosing timing over immediacy. This evolution mirrors her broader artistic maturation. As the months progress, the unresolved nature of the story becomes its defining feature. There is no crescendo yet, no reveal to resolve the tension. Instead, the narrative stretches outward, accumulating context rather than conclusions. Each new day of silence adds weight, making the eventual breaking point more consequential. Observers increasingly agree that when that moment arrives, it will not simply answer existing questions, it will replace them. A major creative release, a strategic public appearance, or a reframing of priorities could instantly shift attention away from rumors and toward substance. In Swift's world, endings are often beginnings in disguise. For now, the balance remains intact. Taylor Swift continues to operate beyond public view, Travis Kelce remains focused on his own professional path, and the media continues to circle without new entry points. The tension holds, sustained by discipline rather than drama. In the broader cultural landscape, this moment serves as a reminder that control is not always exercised through presence. Sometimes, it is asserted through absence, through the deliberate refusal to satisfy curiosity on demand. Few figures can sustain that kind of power. Taylor Swift, at this stage of her career, clearly can. Until clarity arrives, if it arrives at all, the story remains open-ended. The questions linger, the anticipation builds, and the silence continues to speak louder than any statement could. As the prolonged stillness continues, the narrative around Taylor Swift enters a rarefied zone, one where absence itself becomes a form of authorship. Media strategists have begun to describe this phase not as a gap, but as a holding structure, carefully engineered to support multiple outcomes without committing to any single one. In effect, Swift has created a narrative container that can accommodate revelation, reinvention, or continued ambiguity with equal strength. What makes this moment unusually compelling is how it resists closure. In a digital culture conditioned to expect instant answers, Swift's refusal to provide them feels almost radical. Each unaddressed rumor subtly reasserts her autonomy, reinforcing the idea that access to her personal life is not a given, but a privilege she controls. This recalibration of expectations has begun to influence how her audience engages, not just with her, but with celebrity culture more broadly. Within the music industry, conversations have shifted from when to how. The question is no longer about timing alone, but about format, intention, and scale. Some insiders speculate that Swift may be preparing a release that deliberately reframes the current discourse, one that acknowledges public curiosity without validating it directly. Others believe she may choose to bypass the noise entirely, letting the work arrive without commentary, detached from the rumors that preceded it. The persistence of wedding speculation with Travis Kelce continues to function as a parallel storyline, one that neither advances nor resolves. Entertainment coverage increasingly acknowledges that the lack of confirmation may itself be the point. By neither confirming nor denying, Swift avoids transforming a private relationship into a public spectacle, preserving its reality outside the performative demands of fame. This restraint is particularly notable given the commercial potential such a revelation would carry. In another context, an engagement or wedding announcement could dominate global headlines for weeks. That Swift appears uninterested in leveraging that attention suggests a prioritization of meaning over momentum. It reinforces the impression that she is playing a longer game, one less concerned with immediate impact than with coherence over time. From a cultural perspective, this approach reflects a broader evolution in how legacy artists operate. Having already achieved mass visibility, Swift now appears focused on curating significance rather than exposure. Each decision, whether to speak or remain silent, feeds into a larger architecture of intent. The result is a narrative that unfolds slowly, demanding patience rather than reaction. Observers also note that this phase aligns with a generational shift in audience behavior. Fans are increasingly comfortable with delayed gratification, interpreting subtle signals and contextual clues rather than explicit announcements. Swift's silence invites this mode of engagement, turning speculation into participation without ever confirming its accuracy. Meanwhile,